अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मेरा नाम वकार अहमद है और मैं सी थ्रू टेक्नोलॉजीज़ का डायरेक्टर हूँ। टुडे माय मैसेज टू यंगस्टर्स इज़ दैट डोंट फेड अवे in the pursuit to happiness. Happiness should be the outcome of your life goal. It should not be something which is kind of a drug to you. Your drug should be deeper, it should be stronger, it should be larger than just achieving happiness. If happiness is all what you're looking for, once that is achieved, the problem is that you will realize that that was not what was actually needed. Your life goal should be something which you should be proud of. You should be able to achieve your actual milestone. You set your milestones in such a way that they start brewing happiness when you start achieving them, right? So in Pakistan, the biggest and largest challenge, when we just come out of the university, we realize that we don't even have a clear roadmap for our own self, right? आप 20-25 साल के होते हैं जब आप लाइफ में आते हैं और आपको एग्जैक्टली यही नहीं मालूम कि आपने अपनी लाइफ के बेहतरीन साल कहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट करना है। तो सबसे पहले तो अपना रोड मैप बनाएं, उसके अंदर कुछ माइलस्टोन्स सेट करें, ठीक है, और फिर उन माइलस्टोन्स को एक एक करके अचीव करना शुरू करें। आपकी पर्सनैलिटी में अगर आप ये चीज़ ग्रो कर लेते हैं कि if you don't know what to do, you should be able to say, I will figure it out, right? You should have enough interest in that matter that you should be able to figure it out, right? So that is when you will figure it out, you will achieve, the outcome, the happiness, and it will become your source of removing your hunger, to achieve things. Now, second thing which I want to convey is that what you think is what you say. What you say is what you do. And what you do is what you are. Now, this is something very important to understand in general as well. Because if you think you are going to be successful, you are going to be rich, you are going to be whatever it is, your goal. I am going to come back again to what I told in the start, your goals, right? If you are aligned and if your brain is aligned to achieve them, what is happening inside you is that you are now directing your energy toward that goal. What does that mean is that is what you end up doing. And when you are doing something, you are going to achieve it anyways, right? The other day I was looking at one of a very good commentator, and he was mentioning that he was literally mentioning some minutes every day into something, you already bypass 97% of people roughly, I think, who are already good at it. So you are above them, you are in the last 3%. So and when in all this process, what you are brewing is happiness. Youngsters के लिए, especially people who are coming out of the university, they are in a very, very critical situation, choosing what career they should go on. Specifically क्योंकि मैं खुद IT industry से हूँ, and in SeeThru Technologies, the most important people are the youngsters, the internees, the fresh graduates, the people who just started their career. One of my partner always tells that don't work for me, work with me. You should be my wingman. You should be my sharpshooters. You should be my power, right? I started to think that this is not enough. Don't work for me. Don't work with me. Work on yourself. Work for yourself. If you are working on yourself, if you are working on your own, on your career, on your success path, believe it or not, companies will hunt you down and hire you for their own good. They will align their goal with your own goals, you know. This is really important, and I had to actually put a thought, that if that is correct, and then I realized it is correct. You know, you should be worthy enough that you are the chosen one. You should think like a chosen one, Think about it that let's choose any of the billionaire, Any billionaire, you talk about Pakistani billionaire, you talk about Mia Mansha, or even if you talk about somebody in USA, do you think that he was born rich and his whole ancestry was all rich? No, somewhere behind in their lineage, there was somebody, or at some point they were poor, right? But then what happened? Somebody showed up. That black wolf showed up. That guy showed up who has decided to be the number one, to be that person who is going to change the whole lineage from his ancestry to being poor to being rich, The way it happens is that you have to decide that what are the required sacrifices you have to give. You have to sacrifice your sleep. You have to sometimes sacrifice your friends. Sometimes you have to sacrifice the most important part of your life. You have to give your life, most important, energetic part of your life, dedicate it to do that, and then the things start to happen, पाकिस्तान में सबसे ज़्यादा जो एक वर्ड यूज होता है ना, मैं हूँ तू कर, that is the worst thing which you can do to your youngster. Give the youngster a tough time, एक सिक्के को भी चमकने के लिए जब वो निकलता है प्रिंट होके, या जब वो सिक्का बनता है तो वो टकसाल से निकलता है, तो उसके बाद भी उसको ग्राइंड करना पड़ता है, उसको रगड़ना पड़ता है, एंड देन इट शाइन्स. So we have to inject that seed into our youngsters, and I try to do that most of the time whenever I happen to be around the youngsters. So this is very important that we should not give this shoulder to our youngsters. We have to make them mehnati. As a qawm, we Pakistani, when we start comparing us with the Kamyab, Aqwam, we find out that we are very lazy. We are literally lazy. We tend to start slacking the moment when we see that, okay, bread and butter is covered, so okay, start slacking. That should not be the case, 35 kilometers from here, over border starts, and over neighbors, they are on the moon. वो moon जिसको देख के हम इस्लामी साल बदलते हैं, तो काफिर पहुंच गए वहाँ पे, राइट? तो ये रियलाइज करने की ज़रूरत है कि वी एज अ कॉम शुड नॉट बी दिस लेजी, और जो लोग लेजी नहीं है माशाल्लाह से वो फिर सीधे ही डाकू हैं. तो सो दिस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड आई ट्राई टू कन्वे दिस मैसेज टू यंगस्टर्स वेन एवर पॉसिबल. थैंक यू.